All right. Third time's a charm, right? So we're gonna work with modeling expressions. So a great example of modeling expressions is like I'm gonna rent a car, right? So when you rent a car, there's usually a per day charge. And so sometimes it's better just to write something down and then we can figure out what it means. So if I wanted to rent a car, they might charge me $30 a day plus 25 cents, or I said 35, but we'll just make it 30, plus 25 cents times the number of miles I drive. So that's how much it would cost. And so this is what we call a mathematical model. A couple of things I want to highlight here before we get started. This right here is basically what we call a constant. So that's a constant. And what that means in math terms is that it will always equal 30. It's just a number. It's just a number. Now this number here is what we call a scalar multiplier, and that is called a coefficient. So a coefficient, and we'll talk about this a lot, in algebra it just means the number that you multiply by the variable. This thing right here, m, is a variable. So anytime you see a letter, it's referred to as a variable. Okay? And so let's continue on. It says an expression is a mathematical phrase that contains operations. Operations are like plus, minus, multiplication, and division. Those are mathematical operations. They contain numbers and or variables. Now variables are like x and y. Okay? The terms of an expression are the parts that are being added. Okay, so this is a term and this is a separate term. Actually, this whole thing is a term. Okay, so those are known as terms. All right, and then lastly, the coefficient, as I mentioned, is the number in front of the variable. A numerical expression is just numbers. And an algebraic expression, which is what we're learning here, has at least one variable. So let's look at these terms. So this is a term, this is a term, and this is a term. So when they say terms, what they're really saying, and I'm going to write it down this way, positive 8p, positive 2q, and positive 7r. And what are the coefficients? Those are the variables. What are the coefficients? 8. Yep. 8, 2, and 7. So for part B, what they want us to do is they want us to identify the terms and coefficients of the expression. And so this is a term. Notice that when Mr. Adams circles the term, I circle the sign with the term. That's negative 2x and negative 4y. So since the equation or expression, that's not an equation, there's no equal sign. Since the expression involves subtraction, can you guys see the green? Yeah. I almost wonder if I need to zoom in a little bit on these. Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit. Then it's easier to rewrite this as the sum, S-U-M, of terms. So what does that mean to rewrite it as a sum of terms? Well, I can think of it like this. 18 plus negative 2x plus negative 4y. So then the terms in the expression are positive 18. What's the next term? Tell me the terms.
2x.
Negative 2x. What's the next term? Negative 4y. See, all those little conversations that you're having while I'm teaching you is why you don't know the answer to my simple question. No, you don't know because you're talking. How about you stop talking and listen? Don't get defensive. Just act right. What are the coefficients then? What are the coefficients? First of all, somebody tell me what the coefficients are. Like, what's the definition of a coefficient? It's the number in front of the variable. So what are the coefficients? Well, there's two variables, right? So this is in front of a variable, and this is in front of a variable. So my coefficients are negative 2 and negative 4. It's really simple to do if you're paying attention, but if you're trying to have a conversation and joke with each other while I'm teaching, it's very easy for you not to learn anything. That's why it's so important that you pay attention when I'm teaching. You think you're multitasking because you're writing things down. Yeah, you probably have this written on your paper, but did you learn? We're not here to write stuff down on the paper. We're here to learn. Otherwise, I'd just print off the answers and you could just copy it down. But that doesn't work. So pay attention. Part C wants us kind of do the same thing again. It says identify the terms and the coefficients of this expression. So I'm going to circle the terms. 2x is a term. Positive 3y is a term. Negative 4z is a term. And positive 10 is a term. So it says since the expression involves both subtraction, this word should be subtraction, but I can't fit it in, and addition, rewrite the expression as the sum. Maybe I should just zoom in more. As the sum of the terms of these numbers. So that would be 2x plus 3y plus, we're going to put in parentheses, negative 4z plus 10. So the terms of the expression are 2x, comma, 3y, comma, negative 4z, comma, 10. What are the coefficients? The coefficients are the numbers in front of the letters. So they are positive 2. I'm writing down the positive 2 so you guys realize it's a positive 2. Positive 3 and negative 4. Here's an example of what we're talking about when we talk about linear models. It says tickets to an amusement park are $60 per adult and $30 for children. If A is the number of adults and C is the number of children, then the cost for A adults and C children is 60 times A plus 30 times C. What are the terms of the expression? 60A and 30C. What are the factors of 60A? So let me show you how to find the factors of 60A. We're going to do a thing called prime factorization. Give me two numbers that when I multiply them, well, no, we're not going to do that yet. Sorry, jumping the gun a little bit. What are the factors of 60A? Well, that means what are the two things? Well, there's 60. 60A means 60 times A. So the two factors are 60 and A. What are the factors of 30C? 30 and C. Okay. What are the coefficients of the expression? What does coefficient mean? Coefficient means the number of, not of, in front of variable. So real quick, somebody tell me one coefficient from this expression. Coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable. Look at the expression. So what we're talking about is the expression. Are there numbers in front of the letters? What are those numbers? I'm waiting for somebody to say them. Anyone? What are the numbers in front of the letters? 60 and 30. So now we need to interpret the two terms. What does 60A mean or represent? That's the cost for adults. That's the total cost for the adults. And 30C represents what? Total cost for the children. Okay? Real quick, it says, let's do this last one here. It says, what are the terms of this expression? Well, let me read the thing. It says, the price for the case of juice is $15. Fred has a coupon that is 20 cents off for each bottle in the case. Right next, the expression to find the final cost of the case is 15 minus 0.2 times B, where B is the number of bottles. What are the terms for this expression? Well, the term, this is a term, and this is a term. So we would say 15, comma, negative 0.2 B. What are the factors of each term? Yeah. What are the factors of each term? Well, 15 has a factor of 15, and it's the only factor of the first term, right? That's the first term in our expression. And negative 2, or negative 0.2, I should say, and B are the factors for the second term. And by the way, you guys should be writing this down because you're going to hand this in for a grade. So part K says, do both terms have coefficients? No. $15 is a constant. Point 2 is the coefficient of b? So there is a coefficient in everything, but it's not both terms. 15 is a constant, so that doesn't have a coefficient. And then what are the coefficients? Well, there's only one coefficient. I'm sorry, this should be negative 0.2. Negative 0.2. What does the expression 15 minus 2b mean in the given situation? The regular price I went all British on the spelling there. The regular price is 15. You get a 20-cent discount for each bottle, which is B. Okay? All right, now this next one, I know you guys are being quiet today because I yelled at you and I told you not to talk, but now you can talk. Now's your time to shine. Let's do the reflection real quick. It says, Sally identified the terms in the expression 9a plus 4b minus 18. And they say 9a, 4b, and 18, she identified as the terms, but it says she made an error. What's her error? 18 is supposed to be negative 18. Okay. Let's do part 2. It says, what is the coefficient of b in b plus 10? That's a trick question. What is the number in front of b? Well, I don't see a number in front of b, but how many b's are there? Just one. So whenever you see a b, you got to think, or an x or a y, you got to think that's like 1b. We just never write it down. Why? Because what's 1 times b? Just b. Right? You can think of it like this. 1 times, that's my times, b equals b. So we never write it down. Okay? Looks like a spider web or something. All right. That's it for that.